Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana. What's up, y'all?
How everybody doing out there on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Tiana, how you feel today?
I'm pretty good. Nice outside.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what that means, right? We're gonna get this wrapped and we're gonna get outside. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I just want to touch on a few things before we actually get started. I know last week
Okay.
episode we had a lot of people talking in the comments, and
hmm
some of them were being judgmental. And I feel, and I see
Okay.
all comments, and I'm gonna make sure that we reply to all comments. So I replied to all the comments, and I
hmm
made sure I straightened those out that didn't really know what they were speaking of.
Okay.
Um, so, but I
Okay.
did have one particular guy. He definitely said he would like to be a guest on the show because I guess some of the points
Okay.
that were made in last week's show, I guess he didn't agree with. So I told him, okay, cool. We're gonna
Okay.
work that out. We're gonna make sure we get you on the show, and that way we can give you an opportunity to discuss your points and let's see what he's talking about. Okay, but I'll let you know. I'll let you
I
know
mean,
when we
yeah,
actually
as
get
long as he's respectful.
right. Oh, I'm gonna shut that down immediately.
I just hope he come on respectful because we're not on here disrespecting people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, like I say, once we make it happen, if I find him to be disrespectful, because one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna come on here and be disrespectful to you nor me. You can state your point. You can,
Right.
everybody had their own personal opinion, and I can't change the way you think. But
Right.
you got to be respectful.
Right.
You got to be respectful. Um,
Right.
okay, we got the chat going early today. My man, Big Fat. What up, boy? I see you. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Okay, let's get the show started. Today we're going to talk about the controversy of uh, Melissa McCardle. Melissa McCardle is an NYPD police
Okay.
officer. She's receiving a lot of backlash right now
hmm
because of her off-duty activities. Um,
Okay.
I don't feel there's anything wrong with what she did or how she did it, because if I
Right.
didn't know
hmm
she was a police officer, you wouldn't even be able to tell because the way
Right.
she carried herself. For those that's tuned
Okay.
in, if you all don't know what I'm speaking of,
Okay.
Melissa McCardle is a police officer in New York City. She's a part of the Special Victims Unit in New York City. And she's an officer by day and a video vixen by night. So I guess she was doing a music video, and everybody know how music videos go. And now she's receiving a lot of controversy and a lot of backlash because of her off-duty activities. How do you feel about that? Yeah.
I could go two ways with it. I I think I said I can go two ways with it. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Um, for one, what she's doing off duty is her business. She's grown.
Absolutely.
And for two, if there's any job out there that wants to stipulate what employees are doing, they need to state that up front.
Okay. Well,
Cut and dry. It is
right.
if you
I
don't
totally
want,
agree. Go ahead. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Theana.
no, I'm just saying like it would eliminate a lot of things and it will eliminate a lot of things and give people a clear choice on if this is the career choice for them or not.
Right. Well, my thing is, I totally agree with you 100%. She's a grown woman, and
hmm
it wasn't like she was disrespecting the badge or, being dishonorable.
Right.
You know, her work ethic is off the
Right.
charts. They say her work ethic is off the charts. She gets her man when it comes down to the police work.
Right.
But what she do after the badge or when she's
Right.
not in uniform, that should be her personal business. You know, that's just the way I feel about it.
I
But
agree.
you know, I do have a clip. We're gonna be playing a clip today of the video,
Okay.
and just so we stay in
Hmm.
the realm of things, we you know the music that you're gonna hear on this video is not the actual music from the video. We got the video, but we took the music and changed the music for copyright um, reasons. Okay, so the video is the whole purpose here, not the music. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna ask you this, Deanna. Um,
Okay.
do you think this is really about professionalism, or are they just uncomfortable with a female cop owning her sexuality?
I think they're uncomfortable with a female cop owning her sexuality, and it's just always a matter of control.
Right,
And even if she wasn't doing that, I've had a job before where they was, soon as I showed up, what she got on today, how her shoes look today, what suit she got on today, and it's like, am I doing my job or not? So it don't even matter if you have clothes on or you don't have clothes on.
right. But you know, like I said,
It's just
let's be
people
real.
getting too invested and involved.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Go,
No, I
go,
was saying
Deanna.
it's just people getting too involved and invested in people's person. I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Something's de- something's delayed.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but me looking back on the screen, everything I'm saying is delayed.
But you on time over you actually on time on my end. Just go ahead and state your fact.
Okay. No, I was just saying, like, people are investing too much in other people's personal lives and things that they're doing. If they're doing an amazing job, just leave people alone.
Right. But let me ask you this, and let's be real here. Do you think anyone would care
Hmm.
if she was in a gym, working out, flexing and showing her body? Would it be an issue then?
No,
Oh, um, I don't think that would that be considered unprofessionalism?
I don't think so.
Right.
Or if she posted herself on a vacation in a bikini, it's all the same.
Right. It's absolutely all the same. Okay. So let me ask you this.
Is she being targeted because she's black? I don't know.
Well, I don't think she's not black. She's not black. I think she might
Okay.
be Latino. I think she's a Latino officer,
Okay. Well,
but same thing.
minority.
Right. Right. Same thing.
Minority. Okay.
Okay. So let me ask you this. In New York City,
Okay.
we talking about New York City, how many male cops,
Mhm.
have been caught in scandals but was able to keep their jobs? What's the difference?
Exactly.
What is the difference here? If they're able to keep their job, why is it that she's having such a hard time, and why is she receiving all the backlash from what she do outside of work? I don't think that's fair to her, and the backlash that she's receiving. You know,
I don't either.
yeah,
But
I
like I
just
said, she's a woman, and that's the good old boys club.
right, absolutely.
People
Okay, we
can
got
act like we've progressed so much, but
Kotian. I'm sorry.
no, I was saying people can act like we have progressed so much, as a people or whatever, but people's mentality on power, you know, control, slavery, all that stuff, it still exists.
Right.
I don't care how you put it.
Okay. Rich, what's going on, Rich? We see you. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. We got a good one today for you. Okay. Well, let me say this. Do you think this would be a problem if it was a white male officer in a country music video drinking whiskey? Would you think it'd be an issue
Absolutely
then?
not.
I don't think it'd be a problem either.
No.
But for her to receive such backlash, like I said, she didn't hurt nobody in this music video. She didn't do
Right.
nothing wrong. She didn't break any laws. So for her to be scrutinized the way she's been scrutinized is just totally unfair, and it's definitely unjust
Okay.
because I feel once you're off work, you're on your own time. You're on your own time once
Right.
you're off work. So the police
Right.
department, they can't tell you, they shouldn't be able to tell you what you can and what you can't do outside of work. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't work
Right.
that way because, like I say,
Yes.
it's not like she had this her badge on. It wasn't like she had her uniform on because once I show you guys this clip, you guys would
Right.
never know she was a police officer because she definitely don't look like a police officer. Okay, she
Right.
has a decent body. She has, matter of fact, she has more than a decent body. She has a really nice body, and we all know police officers are out of shape. A lot of the police officers are out of shape. You can tell she's not eating no donuts. So what's the issue here? I'm just saying, what's the problem? You know, but what I want to do at this time, I think I want to run the clip. I want to run this clip that we have,
Right. Run the
and when we
clip.
run that way, everybody can
Okay.
get a general idea of what we're saying here. Hold on. Okay. After reviewing that video, just by
Hmm.
looking at that video, can you tell she's a police officer?
No.
Was anybody harmed in that video?
No.
Was any crimes committed in that video?
No.
So what's the problem?
Right.
I don't I
And
don't
who
I
who
don't
was
see
the
the issue.
person that discovered this and decided to shed light on it? Because that's what made it go viral or made people aware.
Right. Right. Because like I said, if if you just stumbled across this video on social media somewhere, you wouldn't have never known this woman was part of the special
Right.
victims unit. There's no harm, no foul, nothing
No.
was nobody was injured, nobody was hurt in this video, not one person. So but listen to this though.
Right.
It's funny how the NYPD,
Hmm.
they tolerate corruption and brutality, but not a woman having fun. How is that so?
Right.
I don't feel that's I feel this woman is being very mistreated. She's definitely been mistreated unfairly.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
the
ask.
thing is, they can do whatever they want, but the rules don't apply, to them, but they apply to everybody else. And we see that time and time again in front of our face.
Right. Yes, Rich. Rich in the comments. Rich, yeah, she's been scrutinized by the department. You know, some people are on a seesaw with it. Some are with her, and some are against her. Those that's against her are saying that it's disgraceful. It's like a disgrace to the badge. And those that's on her side are saying she's off the clock. You know, what's the difference in her having a job doing security at another location? Uh, I mean, what she do on her own personal time is her business. So a lot of people are it's 50-50 in the department, but it's a possibility this woman may lose her job. You know, and I think that's the part that's really unfair, you know. Um, so let me ask you this, Deanna. Do you
Okay,
think the police department expect officers to have no personal life outside of the badge?
I do.
Okay.
Absolutely. But like I said, they do things and the rules don't apply to them. But anybody they feel like they're not in favor of, or, for whatever reason they're being biased or judgmental against, then no, you can't do anything. You need to be just great at your job and do that.
Right.
But they go out drinking and everything else after work. So if somebody put a video up of them going viral where they at the bar and now they done got into a brawl because they drunk too much and this is a sergeant or something like that, then what?
Right. Well, you know
You
what? I'm
still
glad you
you
said
you
that because
off the
Rich,
clock, but
yeah, Rich
it's
just made the
not a
same
good
comment.
look. It's
Rich
not
just
a
said
good
the
look.
same thing. Rich just stated that he said, so if a crime happens while she's doing this, will she serve and protect? Absolutely. Because she has the ability to do so, you know. But what I'm
Right,
saying to you, in that particular video, all she doing was having a little fun. It was just a music video. Like I said, she didn't break any
right,
laws. And if you
right,
didn't know she was a police officer,
right,
you know, you wouldn't thought nothing of it.
right.
So what's the big deal? I don't understand why the NYPD is so upset with her about her choices outside of work. How you gonna tell this woman what she can do outside the job? You know, she has her own. She's a
Right,
grown woman. She's entitled to do whatever she chooses to do, as long as it doesn't interfere with
right,
her day job. So with that being said,
right.
so you think she can't? So she couldn't have a second job then? You know, a lot of people, and I read a lot of the comments that was circulating in regards to this, and people were saying that, you know, why does she have to stoop
Mhm.
so low? You know, she make enough money. You know, but my thing was this,
But why is she stooping low though? Because y'all the same people that saying that y'all sit up and watch these videos all the time.
right? Right. Yeah, you're right. But like I say, you know, people can say anything. People make their mouth say anything. You know, they figure they talking about she make enough money. Okay, well, when I did my research on this, she makes $144,000. But who's to say that's enough money for her?
Hmm.
You know, don't we don't know how this woman lives.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? That 144,000 may not be enough for her. She might be picking up extra. That video, she probably got paid a couple $2,000-3,000 extra. That's tax free money.
Right. But who's to say she wasn't doing that before she even became a police officer? You see
Okay,
what I'm
so
saying? Like, why do I have to drop everything else I'm doing for this job?
right. Well, let me see what Rich said. Rich said, so you know, if you're a cop off duty and get a security job, she has to get permission. Get permission from whom? Who? I mean, who does she get permission from? I mean, if you're off duty and you're not working, I can see it being an issue if she was on the clock, went on lunch, and did this music video, then came back on the clock. I could probably see, you know, they might have something to say about that because you're on the clock. But she was off duty.
Right.
You know, that's the part I don't understand. Um, so let me ask you
I just
this.
feel like if it's an issue, then
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if it's an issue, then they need to revisit the handbook and all the rules and regulations in it, and it needs to apply for everybody. They need to just go over everything. You know what I'm saying? So everybody know what they can and can't do, not just one particular person or one particular gender or whatever the case may be.
Right. Okay.
If you're gonna be fair across the board.
Right. Well, Rich, let me ask you this, Rich. You said that you have to let the department know because of 24 hours off duty. Okay. I'm not really I'm not a police officer, so don't get me wrong. I don't know. I'm just I'm basing this off a personal perspective. Okay. That it may be somebody she might need to check in with. I don't know. So if you know if we got any police officers or anybody that's on that's in this field, please free to share some insight. That way, educate us. Let us know is this the right way to do things. Because from looking at it from our standpoint, I don't see anything she did wrong. I don't see anything she did wrong. Um,
But she's not being an officer on there either. Maybe those rules do apply to it, but this a different type of profession.
right. Okay. He said his wife been the CPD for 27 years. This is Rich speaking. Okay. Well,
Okay.
Rich, you might know a little more than we know,
Okay.
but so like I said, if it's something that you can educate us on, please feel free to do so. Because like I said, we're not police officers. We're just looking at it from an innocent bystander's perspective. Because the way we see it, she hadn't did anything wrong. But if there's a law she's broken, then please tell us and let us know so that way we can be educated on this. Okay, he said that she can't be around no negative element. So, Rich, let me ask you a question. Do you think that was negative what she was doing? You think that was a negative element? Because I only saw two people. I saw her and the artist. And I'm pretty sure the cameraman was there. So, I mean, I don't know. Tiana, did you see anything wrong?
I didn't, but that's what I'm saying. If she can't be around no negative element, then that means the other officers can't go to a bar and have a drink because alcohol doesn't have you in your natural state. That's what I'm saying. If we gonna be fair, then be fair across the board.
Right. Okay, Rich, let me ask you this. I'm gonna make a valid point what my co-host just stated. So, with that being said, male officers shouldn't be able to attend bars and strip clubs either. Then, right? Because, like she said, if if we're gonna be fair, let's just be fair all the way around the board. Okay. So Theon, let me ask you this. And Rich, so since you tuned in,
Okay.
hold on, let me see what he says. He says, at the bar the guns are on their person. Okay, but you stated they can't be around a negative element. The bar is a negative element because
Right.
anything can happen at the bar. People get intoxicated, people get drunk, and you know, that's a negative element. Am I right or wrong?
And at the bar, anybody you you could have a killer in the bar. It could be a you know what I'm saying, a person that violates women in the bar or whoever. Like everything's in the bar.
Right, right. Good afternoon, Mary. I appreciate you tuning in. Okay, but let me ask you this. Do you think cops I don't I'm getting agitated now with this here because it's not really making any sense to me. So do you think cops are allowed to have second jobs? Can cops have second jobs? Or do they got to get permission to get a second job? What's your take on that, Deanna?
I don't know. I'm with you. I think if you do your job well, um, I know, you know, whatever the laws is or with pretty much any job, they want you to have enough time off the clock, like Rich was saying, between getting rest, and stuff like that, like the hours in between your shifts.
Okay.
But it's just still not making sense to me on. Hmm,
go ahead, Deanna. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
it, it it's just not making sense to me on, like you're saying, how could this be a negative environment when you're going to bars and any type of person could be in there.
Okay.
She can do that video. I've been in music videos before and I didn't have 1 ounce of drink or anything. I was still in my right frame of mind. And once the video was over, I went home.
Okay. Okay. Well, Rich just made a comment, and I can see where this come into play. Okay. He said it's an insurance liability for
Okay.
the department. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
I can see that because
Okay.
if something happens to her, it's gonna fall under the department's insurance.
Right.
That makes sense. I get that. Okay, I'm it's starting to make a little more sense to me now.
Okay.
But with that being
I get that
said,
too.
does this backlash exposes a racial bias in how the police officers are judged?
This is what I'm saying. It's still gonna go back to the same thing with the male cops being at the bar drinking. So they not a liability at that point?
Right. Well, I agree. So
I
okay.
mean, we're having a discussion and it's great, but we can keep going back to that same other bias.
Right. So Rich says, okay. He says, so let me ask you, if she gets hers during the video, should she get workers' comp? That's a good
No,
point. But
because why would she get workers' comp? She didn't get her on the police job. No.
okay,
And that's why I said rules and regulations need to be maybe revisited in the handbook so that people know you're covered under this. If you decide to do this on your own personal time, that's on you. You see what I'm saying?
right,
I'm for it. That's why I was like, just be fair across the board and make it clear on what stipulations, warrant certain things and what's prohibited.
okay. I get it. I get it. I understand it. Rich, I understand what you're saying. I see your point.
I, yes, he made a valid point. And if that's something she's choosing to do, and if she get hurt in the process of doing it, ain't no workers comp.
Well, Rich said that I'm gonna say what he said. Hold on. He said that she's a
Okay,
cop 24/7, no matter what, whether she's on duty or off duty, she's still a cop.
I get
So
that,
so I guess the worker
but
comp will
but
come
that's
into
what I'm
play.
saying.
Go ahead,
But if
Deanna.
she's choosing, but that's what I'm saying. If she's choosing to do something, if she's choosing to do something on her own personal time, then there may be a stipulation on where it's not covered, and that's
Right.
understandable too.
Okay. But my thing is, New York is so big, and it's a lot of crime going on in New York City. I think they really need to focus on
Right.
the real crimes instead
Mhm.
of something
Right.
of this magnitude. This woman being
Right.
in this music video. But like I said, to me personally, it might be against some of their rules and their policy. I don't know. I don't know what their rules and policies are, so I really can't say.
Right.
Um, but from me looking at it, I didn't see anything wrong with it, me personally. And for those that
Right.
are
And who's to say? Who's to say none of those officers or sergeants or anybody else wasn't trying to pursue her? And since you didn't want to talk to me, oh, now this is an issue.
Right.
It
You're
happens
absolutely
all the
right.
time.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. But do you think this controversy can make her even more famous now? Because by that video going
Absolutely.
viral.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's gonna be the talk of the department. You know, she definitely would be the talk of the department.
But just not the department. It may be some other people that want to hire her to do some more video jobs. Yeah.
Right. Hold on one second.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real-life stories meet real-time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. Rich has another valid point here.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. He says, oh, hold on. Let me straighten this out a little bit because this is way out of whack here. But the point he making right here, he's saying that he said, "Where's her gun while she's half naked?" Okay, well, you're right, Rich. Where is it? It may be secured. I mean, who knows?
All right.
But I understand your point. I
Right.
understand the point that you're making. It's her service weapon. Where is it? Is it in a bag on the floor? She might have it in her car. I mean, we don't know.
Right.
But I can understand the point. I understand
Right.
your point. Uh,
Right.
so Theon, let me ask you this: if she keep her job, does this set a new
Okay.
does this set a new precedent on how officers can expose themselves or even express themselves?
It does. And that's why I said the rules and regulations in the handbook need to be revisited. Maybe something needs to be revised, just to have some more clarity. Well, maybe, have a meeting. Maybe you guys weren't clear on, what, entailed on you taking this position as a cop. So let's go over that.
Right.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm not, you know, biased to just saying, oh, they're so wrong and this and that or whatever, because if there are certain, laws and regulations set in place or whatever, maybe this is an issue.
Right.
We just don't know about it.
Right. Like I said, we're just on the outside looking in.
But to
But from our
right,
perspective,
but to say she's a disgrace and stuff like that, it's like
well,
just sit down and have a conversation with her and show
right.
her.
Right. Well, like I said, like you said, we don't know all the laws, or the policies that they had to abide by. We're just looking at it from
Right,
a innocent bystander standpoint. You know, um,
right,
like I said, I mean that's I think that this I mean this can be looked at many different ways. You know, because like I
it
said,
can.
I know a lot of different police officers have two jobs. They police by day, and they do bodyguard work by night,
Hmm.
or they do
Right,
clubs. They bodyguard or do security at the clubs. You know, but
right.
she chose to.
And guess what? People get shot there all the time at the
Right,
club. So that's not a negative environment.
right. Yeah, you're right about that because, like I say, I mean, you're right, and Rich, Rich, you have some
Because you
valid
got all
points.
type of,
Go ahead, Theana.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm keeping his points in mind, but we're saying, like, even with the people that have another night job, there's security, this and that or whatever, it's still a negative environment because you got drug dealers, you got murderers, you got everything in the club too.
Right.
So is it okay, or is it not okay?
Okay. Well, he
where he'll
said,
be a liability.
Rich said, security guards and bouncers are allowed. So I guess that's something that they are allowed to do outside of the force.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? I'm like, that's why I'm like, we don't know the list of things that are permitted versus prohibited.
Right. Okay. Well, this should definitely this definitely should spark a lot of people's
Because if
interest.
yeah, because if you look at it in the perspective of what he's saying, and she doesn't have that gun on her, or if something break out, she can't make it to the bag fast enough, or she running and she twists her ankle and that heel, then yeah, there go a whole situation right there, and she's
Right.
not able to serve and protect, and she's in a vulnerable spot herself.
Right. Right.
So I
Okay.
get it both ways.
Okay. So I'm gonna what I want to do. I'm gonna keep you guys abreast. I'm gonna keep my eye to this story to find out what actually happens. Because as of right now, from my understanding, that she's still on the force, but it's just all the backlash that she's going through. And for those of you that are tuned in now that may not know what we're talking about or what we speak of, we're talking on the controversy about Melissa Mercado, the New York City police officer that's police by day and the video vixen by night. So what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to run the clip back one more time for you guys that's just not tuning in. That way you can get a general idea of what we're talking about today. Just so you know, the music in this video has been has been edited. This is not the actual music for the video, but this is the actual video. Okay. So that was the actual video that causing all the backlash. That's the video that went viral. And Rich, to answer your question, if you're still tuned in, I saw her weapon. I saw the weapon. It was that double barrel shotgun she had on display. So, Deanna, what's your take on this? Wholeheartedly, what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen with this woman?
I think she should still be able to keep her job, and they should leave her alone. But if they want to make uh if they feel like if it's causing an issue, then we need to, like I said, revisit the rules and regulations of the handbook. Maybe some adjustments needs to be made, and everybody needs to abide by them.
Okay. Okay. I agree. I agree with that.
Because that's what I'm saying. If the male officer is at the bar, and if he's under the influence and something happened, he's not even in his right mind coherently to be able to assess that situation, make a great decision on what to do and to properly act, because he's under the influence. And
Right.
somebody could lose their life over that.
Right.
And what he still just gonna say he was a cop, he was drunk.
Okay, that's a good point. But
I
I'm
just
I'm
I
gonna
just
say
think
this.
some fair
Go ahead, Theon. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish.
fair policies need to be put in place for everybody, just not this one situation.
Right.
Because these cops been out here doing bogus stuff all in front of our face, all on camera. People have been losing their lives and stuff like that, and nobody study talking about that. They get administrative leave. They not even under the influence of nothing, just out here blatantly, you know what I'm saying, taking people up out of here.
Right.
And that's okay. All right.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. I think with this
I'm
situation with
just
Melissa
saying, like,
Mercado, I think it's way more about. I think it's more than about the music video. I think it's about double standards, control, and who gets to define
right,
professionalism. This is my take. This is what I
right,
think. You know, if New York police officers claim to be above the law, I think they should worry more about. They shouldn't have to worry about women dancing than more so about actual crime happening in the city. Okay, I hear
right,
you, Rich. So I think while male officers get away with violence, corruptions, and misconduct without half the backlash that this woman is receiving. I think it's more so about,
right,
like Rich says, about they say it's about respecting the badge. But at the end of the day, she didn't break any laws. She didn't hurt nobody.
right,
You know,
right,
I mean, if that's their policy, if it goes against their policy, okay, we all entitled to a mistake. If she made a mistake, then slap her on the wrist and say, okay, cool. Um, but for her to lose her job, I think that's way out of line.
right.
Way out of line. Okay.
I agree. And if she made a mistake, then guess what? They need to be reprimanded for their mistakes too, and not just no administrative leave.
Right. Absolutely. Like I said, it's all about it's a control thing. That's it's all about control.
It
You know,
is.
because like I say, that's just like that's just
Absolutely.
like my job trying to tell me what I can and what I can't do outside of the job. What? Y'all gonna tell me
Right.
what I can and what I can't do, or I can't and what I can say and all? No. If I was on the clock,
Right.
then I can understand that. But by me being off the clock, no, I'm gonna do what I choose. As long as it doesn't interfere with
Right.
my daily duties. Okay,
Right.
so I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, uh, the episode today. That's pretty much all we had today. We just wanted to shine some light on this subject because you know, Deanna brought this to my attention, and I thought it would be a good topic for us to discuss today. And like I said, I wish her all the best. Like I said, if it goes against policies, then she needs to make better decisions. If it goes against the policy. Should she lose her job? I think
Right.
not. Right, I think not. I just think she needs to, like I say, reconsider if this is goes against her policy and it's put her in a position to lose her job. I think she needs to reconsider her moonlighting, uh, activities.
Right. Right.
Any closing words, Deanna? It's nice out. It's nice out today, so we know what that means. We trying to get outside.
I mean, I'll just say like accountability is very important for every person in every role and position that they are in life. But I don't think it should just be applied and prejudice to a particular person. If accountability is going to be at the forefront, then everybody needs to adhere to it. Point blank. Period.
Right. You're absolutely right. Rich said, if anything, suspension, suspension. Oh, I mean, I can possibly even see that. But her being fired for it, I think that's way out of line. I think that'd be way out of line for for them to fire her, you know, for something of this magnitude. I mean, because like I said, I don't feel she did anything really that bad to warrant a firing. Okay, so that's pretty much all we have for today, Tiana. So what do you think about the episode today? You think we're gonna get a lot of
Okay.
You think we're gonna get a lot of pushback about this?
Possibly. But I mean, I don't feel like we were biased because we don't have the handbook, the rules and the laws, but we do see other officers out here doing stuff that's being shown on camera that we know wouldn't be favorable.
Right,
So if it is, like I said, a meeting needs to be had with all of the, police departments across the globe, and some things need to be made aware of, or if some changes or updates need to be made so people would have a clear, you know, uh, boundary on what they can or can't do. Because maybe she didn't know.
right,
That's what I'm saying. Like, did she know this? Was it stipulated? Because the fire department, I mean, the police department ain't just come into existence today, and they've came across every type of scenario there is out there. So when it comes to employees and people signing up for this line of work, I feel like it should be some clear cut things on this is what is prohibited and this is what's permitted.
right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, we'll see how this play out for her. Um,
Right.
like I
Right.
said, if I'm gonna keep my eyes glued to this story, just to see,
Okay.
what happens, and then I'll definitely bring
Hmm.
some updates. If anything changes, I'll bring some updates, and we'll make it into another episode. We do like a recap of this episode.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Hold on one second.
You are now watching Situations, the
tuned
podcast,
in
where nothing
your
is
number
off
one.
limits.
Okay. All right. That's pretty much all we have for today, guys. We appreciate everybody that tuned in with us, and we appreciate you guys continue to rock with us. Rich, I want to say big salute to you, man. Mary, thank you. I appreciate you tuning
Absolutely.
in. Let me see who else we had with us today. We had quite a few people tuned in today, but these are all the people that was actually in the chat. So we had Rich in the chat, my
Right.
man Darren Cole, Big Fat, I see you. Mary, appreciate you checking in with us, and we ask you guys to continue to rock with us throughout each and every episode. Um, Tiana, anything you want to add to close?
Yes.
Huh?
Happy Sunday. I say
Okay.
happy Sunday.
Right. Okay, everybody. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. Once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with us every week. And for those of you that have not subscribed to the podcast, please get over to our YouTube channel at Situations the Podcast. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. And most importantly, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you guys make this possible. If it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't bring you this content every week. So once again, I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast. And once again, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.